What true fact sounds fake? Pierce Brosnan was both the lightest and heaviest actor to play 007. He went from 164 pounds in GoldenEye to 211 pounds in Die Another Day. New York City is further south than Rome, and further west than Santiago, Chile. The continent with the highest average education level is Antarctica. Shakespeare invented the name Jessica. Everything in the world is either a potato or not a potato. It's possible to have ice water that is so hot it can literally burn your face off if you went anywhere near it. Water has the amazing quality that the solid form is less dense than the liquid. Check out Triple Point if you're interested, but imagine how it would be if lakes, streams and ponds froze from the bottom up. More people drown in deserts than die of dehydration. How? Flooding. When it floods in deserts, the floods tend to be massive due to the lack of drainage. If you set your hand palm down on a flat surface and put the middle finger of that hand under your palm, you will not be able to lift your ring finger on that hand using only that hand. Since the current water speed record was set in 1978, everyone that's tried to beat it since has died. The record is 318 miles per hour for those wondering. Pretty sure I beat that one time when my toe touched something icky in the lake. Horses can't vomit. Matches were invented after the lighter. This makes sense when you think about it. It must be a lot harder to press sulfur onto a wooden pin than it is to release gas into a spark. A teaspoon-sized piece of neutron star has the same mass as 900 Great Pyramids of Giza. A human liver can be split in two and both sides will regenerate into fully functioning livers. I proved this as my aunt did just that with hers, so I could see 20. I turned 27 in July. The platypus sweats milk as it lacks nipples. Until as early as the 1980s, newborns were not given pain medicine during surgery, only muscle relaxant, as it was falsely accepted they could not feel pain. Imagine going through the pain of a surgery but unable to move due to muscle relaxant. The fact you can sneeze and or cough so hard you can break a rib. Like how? Why? Suicide Squad has won more Oscars than The Shawshank Redemption. There are more privately owned tigers in Texas than there are wild tigers on the rest of the planet combined. That crocodiles can climb trees. Bananas are berries, but strawberries are not berries. If you mix water and sawdust and freeze it, the resulting ice melts extremely slowly, like weeks at room temperature slowly. Blind people don't see black, they just don't. They don't see. The only way to understand is to be blind, and that infuriates me. Imagine you have a piece of string just long enough to go around the world. If you make it just 6 meters longer, it will be long enough to go around the world about a meter of the ground. The top 15 cargo ships in the world produce more sulfur and other greenhouse gases than all the world's cars put together. The entire world population could fit in Texas, if people lived as densely as Manhattan. There are 27 US states with some part of it further north of the most southern point of Canada. Cucumbers are berries. Beretta, the firearm company, began in 1526 when guns were just starting to become popular in war. The sun is actually white. It only looks yellow to us because the sky stole its blue. The state of California has a higher population than all of Canada. Saudi Arabia imports camels and sand from Australia. No kidding. There is 55 miles between Russia and USA. There is a lot less than that, actually, about 2 miles. Look at the Diomede Islands. If you took every piece of DNA in your body and stretched it out, it would reach Pluto and back. That's approximately 5.32 billion miles. Here's one I recall seeing on Reddit years ago. You can go the rest of your life without eating. Give a man a fire and he will be warm for a night. Set a man on a fire and he will be warm for the rest of his life. Matter consists of 99.9% of empty space on an atomic level. Cleopatra is chronologically closer to us than she is to when the pyramids were built. Eventually that will no longer be true. It was true when I submitted my comment. If you could fold a piece of paper in half 42 times, it would reach the moon. Unfortunately, it's nearly impossible to fold a piece of paper in half more than 7 times. Winston Churchill and Eazy-E were alive at the same time. In a room full of 23 people, there is a 50% chance that 2 people share a birthday. If a disease infects 2% of population and a test is developed that is 95% accurate and no false negatives, then, if you are tested positive, the chance you actually had the disease is only 29%. A million seconds is about 11 days, a billion seconds is about 32 years. Brazil is 5 times the size of Alaska in terms of square kilometers. We are closer to the T-Rex than the Stegosaurus was. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. I had to look that one up, totally sounded like 100 billion stars in the galaxy, 3 trillion trees on Earth, damn. The last execution by guillotine in France was in 1977, the same year original Star Wars came out. Not really stupid sounding or that interesting, but my little sister came home once when she was like 6 and told us that dolphins were whales, and we just laughed at her so much she cried. Turns out she was right. She's usually pretty wrong about things, so we just thought it was some made-up crap, but whenever she says something stupid and gets mad because we don't believe her, she always says, "Remember the dolphins?" which makes us sober up real fast, and we all remember the dolphins. For every human on Earth, there are 1.6 million ants. I'm still waiting for mine to be delivered. You didn't get yours. Dude, you're missing out. Due to a couple of its islands being west of the international date line, Alaska is actually the easternmost American state. Mushrooms are more closely related to humans than they are to plants. Your eyes are only about halfway up your head. This one f***ed me up so hard in my high school art class. People took the tube to watch The Last Hanging in London. Could you imagine being the last guy being hung? Wait, so after these there are no more hangings? That's correct. Oxford University was founded before the Aztec Empire. That explains the sacrifices my parents had to make to pay my tuition. The US state nearest to the African continent is Maine. On a similar note, there is only one country separating Norway and North Korea, Russia. Most people have an above average number of arms. Ostriches don't bury their heads in the sand when scared. They either run or they f up. Thanks a lot for watching and don't forget to watch other videos.